The story of Prophet Ismail, peace be upon him, is one of immense faith and sacrifice. It is a tale that has been passed down through generations, inspiring countless individuals with its profound messages and timeless wisdom. It is a story woven into the fabric of Islam, reminding us of the strength that comes from complete submission to God. The narrative of Ismail is not just a historical account, but a living example of devotion and trust in the divine plan. Ismail's life, right from his birth, was marked by divine intervention. His arrival was not just an ordinary event but a significant moment that carried the weight of divine promise and purpose, and profound lessons for all mankind. His story teaches us about patience, perseverance, and the importance of unwavering faith in the face of trials and tribulations. Prophet Ibrahim, Ismail's father, had long yearned for a child. His prayers were filled with hope and a deep desire to see his lineage continue through a son who would uphold the values of faith and righteousness. He prayed for an heir, someone to carry forward his legacy of faith. Ibrahim's devotion and trust in God's plan were unwavering, even as the years passed without an answer to his prayers. Years passed, and finally, his prayers were answered. The joy and relief that Ibrahim felt were beyond words, as he realized that his steadfast faith had been rewarded. Hajar, Ibrahim's wife, gave birth to a son. They named him Ismail. This name, meaning God will hear, was a testament to the answered prayers and the divine promise fulfilled. Ismail's birth was a cause for great celebration. The family and their community rejoiced, recognizing the significance of this blessed event. He was a blessing, a gift from God. His presence brought light and hope into the lives of his parents, who had waited so long for this moment. Ibrahim and Hajar were overjoyed. Their hearts were filled with an overwhelming sense of gratitude and love for their newborn son. Their hearts were filled with gratitude for this precious gift. They knew that Ismail was not just a child, but a symbol of God's mercy and favor upon them. Little did they know, however, that Ismail's life would be a testament to their unwavering faith in the face of extraordinary challenges. The trials that lay ahead would test their devotion and trust in God, shaping their legacy for generations to come. The story of Ismail is not just about his birth, but about the journey of faith, sacrifice, and the ultimate submission to the will of God. It is a reminder that true faith is tested through trials, and that the rewards of patience and trust in God are beyond measure. When Ismail was still young, Ibrahim received a divine command from God. He was to take his beloved son and wife on a journey. Their destination was a distant land, a barren valley. This valley was Makkah. The journey was long and arduous. The desert was harsh and unforgiving, yet Hajar never wavered. She trusted in God's plan. She knew that he would protect them. Upon reaching the desolate valley, Ibrahim left Hajar and Ismail with some provisions. He knew this was the place where God intended them to be. Hajar, though with a heavy heart, understood and accepted God's will. Alone in the desert, Hajar's provisions soon dwindled. Baby Ismail became thirsty. He cried out for water. Hajar, desperate to find water for her son, ran between the hills of Safa and Marwa. She searched frantically for any sign of a spring. Exhausted and heartbroken, she collapsed beside her crying child. It was then, in her moment of utter despair, that a miracle occurred. The ground beneath Ismail's tiny feet began to rumble. A spring of water gushed forth from the sand. This miraculous spring was the Zamzam well. It quenched their thirst. It sustained them. The Zamzam became a symbol of God's mercy, a testament to Hajar's unwavering faith. Section 4. The ultimate test of faith, a father's sacrifice, a son's submission. Years passed, and the bond between father and son grew stronger with each passing day. Ibrahim, a man of unwavering faith, had always been guided by divine commands, and his son Ismail, a reflection of his father's devotion, was growing into a young man of remarkable character. Ismail grew into a young man, full of life and vigor. He was not just any young man, he was the pride of his father and the hope of his lineage. His presence brought joy and a sense of fulfillment to Ibrahim, who saw in him the future of his family and the continuation of his faith. He was strong and devoted to God. Ismail's strength was not just physical, it was also spiritual. He spent his days working hard, helping his father, and his nights in prayer, seeking closeness to the Almighty. His devotion was evident in every action, every word, and every thought. Then, Ibrahim received another divine command, one that would test him like no other. This command was unlike any he had received before. It was a test of his ultimate faith and submission to God's will. The weight of this command was heavy, and the thought of it brought tears to his eyes. He was to sacrifice his beloved son, Ismail, as an act of complete submission to God. The very thought of losing his son was unbearable, yet Ibrahim knew that his faith required him to obey without question. This was the ultimate test, a test that would define his legacy and his devotion. Ibrahim was heartbroken, yet his faith never wavered. He spent countless nights in prayer, seeking strength and guidance. His heart was heavy with sorrow, but his resolve remained unshaken. He knew that God's wisdom was beyond human understanding, and he placed his trust in the divine plan. He knew he had to obey. With a heavy heart he prepared himself for the task ahead. His faith was his anchor, and he drew strength from his unwavering belief in God's mercy and justice. He was ready to make the ultimate sacrifice, trusting that God had a greater plan. He approached Ismail and told him about the dream. The conversation was one of the most difficult moments in Ibrahim's life. He explained the divine command with a heavy heart, his voice trembling with emotion. He looked into his son's eyes, searching for understanding and strength. Ismail, without hesitation, displayed remarkable maturity and faith. His response was a testament to his character and his own deep faith. He listened to his father's words with a calm and composed demeanor, understanding the gravity of the situation. He told his father to carry out God's command. Ismail's acceptance was immediate and unwavering. He reassured his father, placing his hand on Ibrahim's shoulder, and expressed his willingness to submit to God's will. His faith mirrored that of his father, and his courage was a source of strength for Ibrahim. As Ibrahim prepared to sacrifice his son, God intervened. The moment was filled with tension and sorrow. Ibrahim raised the knife, his heart heavy with grief, but just as he was about to carry out the command, a voice called out, stopping him in his tracks. He sent down a ram from heaven to be sacrificed in Ismail's place. God's mercy was evident as a ram appeared, a divine substitute for Ismail. The relief and gratitude that filled Ibrahim's heart were overwhelming. He understood that his faith had been tested and that he had passed the ultimate test. This event, known as the sacrifice of al-Adha, became a cornerstone of Islamic faith. It is celebrated by Muslims around the world as a reminder of the importance of faith, obedience, and submission to God's will. The story of Ibrahim and Ismail is a powerful testament to the strength of faith and the mercy of God. Section 5. Raising the House of God, Ismail and the Kaaba. Ibrahim and Ismail, now even more bound by their shared faith, continued to receive divine guidance. Their bond was not just of blood but of a shared mission, a divine purpose that transcended the ordinary. They were chosen to fulfill a monumental task that would echo through the ages. They were instructed to build the Kaaba. This was no ordinary construction, it was a divine command, a sacred duty. The Kaaba was to be a beacon of monotheism, a symbol of the oneness of God. Every stone they lifted, every moment they toiled, was an act of worship, a testament to their unwavering faith. This cube-shaped structure in Makkah was to be a house of worship, a sanctuary for all mankind. It was designed to be a place where people from all corners of the earth could come together in unity, to bow down in reverence to the Almighty. The Kaaba would stand as a testament to the enduring faith of Ibrahim and Ismail, a physical manifestation of their devotion. Together, father and son labored tirelessly. Their hands, though calloused and worn, moved with a purpose. Each stone they placed was a step closer to fulfilling their divine mission. They worked under the scorching sun, their sweat mingling with the dust, but their spirits remained unbroken. They were driven by a higher calling, a sense of duty that transcended their physical exhaustion. They built the Kaaba, stone by stone. Each stone was carefully selected, meticulously placed, and firmly set. The structure began to rise, a testament to their faith and perseverance. The Kaaba was not just a building, it was a symbol of their unwavering belief in the one true God. It was a labor of love, a manifestation of their devotion. This structure would become the holiest site in Islam, a place where millions would gather to perform the Hajj pilgrimage. Ismail settled in Makkah. The Kaaba would draw people from all walks of life, from every corner of the globe, united in their faith. It would be a place of peace, a sanctuary where the faithful could seek solace and spiritual fulfillment. He married and had children. Ismail's life in Makkah was one of fulfillment and purpose. He built a family, instilling in his children the same values of faith and devotion that he had learned from his father. His descendants would carry forward his legacy, continuing the tradition of worship and reverence for the Almighty. He became a leader, known for his piety, generosity, and unwavering faith in God. Ismail's leadership was marked by his deep sense of justice and compassion. He was a guiding light for his community, a beacon of hope and righteousness. His actions spoke louder than words, inspiring those around him to live lives of integrity and faith. He taught his people the ways of God, emphasizing the importance of prayer, charity, and living a righteous life. Ismail's teachings were rooted in the principles of monotheism, compassion, and justice. He encouraged his people to seek a deeper connection with the Almighty, to live lives of purpose and meaning. His legacy would endure, a testament to his unwavering faith and devotion. Section 6. A legacy of patience and perseverance. Ismail's impact on Makkah. Ismail's life was not without its challenges. He faced hardships and adversity, yet through it all he remained patient and steadfast in his faith. He taught his people the importance of perseverance, of relying on God during times of difficulty. The well of Zamzam, a testament to his mother's faith and God's mercy, continued to flow. It provided water for the growing community. It became a symbol of hope and sustenance. Under Ismail's leadership, Makkah transformed. It evolved from a desolate valley into a thriving city. It became a center for trade and a sanctuary for all, a testament to the enduring legacy of Prophet Ismail.